Are you experiencing color transfer? And are you sick and tired of it and don't know what to do? Well then this video is going to help you alleviate all of that and more and save you some future troubles. Some things to keep in mind include keeping things away from new denim, cheap denim especially, meaning Zara, fast fashion, and H&M. Of course, Shein also counts as well. Doesn't mean you can't wear it with jeans, but if you're trying to keep your leather handbags nice and new, you should keep them away until you've got several washes in, or you could try rubbing it against some white cloth itself and see if the color on the jeans rubs off. If it does, that's a bad idea. But you can also spray the denim if you're worried about color transfer, and these are some sprays that you could use. You can also spray the bag too if you're worried, or just the denim. Don't be afraid of white bags. If you're working with smooth, delicate leathers and fabrics, you might want to consider storing the lambskin on fabric to prevent additional friction on hard surfaces, or just place it on clean hard surfaces carefully, but I prefer fabric personally. Lambskin in particular has wear on the areas where it makes contact with the surface. Personally, I like to hang my leather handbags, especially lambskin, when it's out using this clip-a clip, clip-a clip, clip-a clip, 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 clippity clop, clop, clop. That could be a good mixtape, you know. It keeps the bag off the ground and it makes sure that it doesn't take up chair or table space, especially since lambskin imprints so easily. Like, I got chain marks in my Chanel Trendy CC when it was in a suitcase sitting on it, and then I had to steam the friggin' bag in order to get rid of the imprints. And so if you have a very soft leather like that, or Swift for example, you might want to place the leather like that on a piece of fabric or thin foam, which may be included with the item, and keep the foam between areas of contact. Like for example, like with the Trendy CC, they have it between the top flap and the bottom part underneath the flap. If I was you, I wouldn't want to store it in a dust bag though. If you use bags regularly, though if they sit around enough that they actually collect dust when you wipe your finger off the top of them, then you probably should store them in a dust bag to keep them off, or just dust them regularly but keep them out in the open. I prefer to leave my bags out in the open so I can like look at them from time to time, and also because I can just grab them and go. I don't have to take the additional step of taking them out of a bag. I used to store my classic flap every time I got home with the original packaging and everything between all the layers and like how they originally packed it from the store, but then your girl got lazy and it turned out okay, so I just stopped doing that, and the laziness has saved me time. Big points for that. But it was caviar leather, which is a very pebbled grain bumpy leather, so it's pretty scratch resistant and carefree. If it was lambskin though, like my Trendy, I would not be able to get away with that. So for you who have classic flaps who are in lambskin, unfortunately you might get imprints on your bag a lot more easily. Sorry. So you're either gonna have to deal with that or try to store it a lot more carefully. And I would have stored it in the packaging, because if I had one like that, it would dent. If you're enjoying this brief and quick tutorial on what to do to store and care for your leather handbags, and I'm sure some of you who are watching this are looking at specifically designer handbags, because if you're spending this much amount of money, you want to take care of it. If this video is helpful to you, give this video a boop. You know what to do with the like button, because then it'll help the algorithm spread this to other people, because one of the ways this video gets spread is if you like it, and if you don't like it, who's gonna know? Spread it, please. And if you love the content that we're doing here, then consider subscribing to this channel, where if you love couture, style, and analysis, aka CSA, then please go down, like and subscribe, and turn on the bell to get your weekly notifications of a CSA PSA hot off the press weekly. I think there's also a debate as well as to whether or not you need to condition your bags. I think it definitely depends on the environment and possibly the kind of leather that it is. If you live in a very humid environment year-round, then probably not, and you probably won't need the dust bag either, because the dust bag may keep the moisture in. In a dry or cold environment, it may be best to condition it maybe once a year, or if the bag seems dull and stiff. I know that you probably do at some point need to condition your bag, because I have a 58-year-old vintage Kelly, and when I got it, it was cracked. It had like dry cracks over it. So leather does crack, believe it or not. Some leathers might be a lot more resistant to it, or maybe they don't even crack at all. I'm not sure if this is applicable to all leathers, but leather can definitely crack if you don't condition it, and it does depend on the leather, of course. But if you do find yourself with box leather, please do condition it. My box leather handbag is definitely dried and cracked out, and that is irreplaceable damage that cannot be fixed. It's permanent. So do consider conditioning it when necessary according to the needs of your items. Here's a bonus tip to know since you guys watched until this point in this video. I'll give you a little sneak peek. To know if the leather in your bag is dried out, check if the vintage bag of the same leather of that bag is dried out. For example, my box calf Kelly has dried out and has cracks from the age and dry heat that it's been exposed to over the years from different owners. So if you have dry times of the year in your environment, then it would be best to condition it, such as cold dry environment or hot and dry environments sometimes. If you see a vintage lambskin or grained leather bag that's dried out, then that may be your bag in the future if you don't condition it. These are some leather conditioner brands that you can consider. I use Apple, the brand. Not like Apple, not like Steve Jobs black turtleneck Apple, but it's like Apple Guard, I believe. The pro of the leather conditioner that it also conditions your bag, but sometimes it also takes off residual dirt and other things on your bag as well. So it also cleans the bag, so it has that added benefit. So I think it's beneficial to do it every once in a while. If you're enjoying this video, then smash that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe, because if you're watching this video, then I'm sure you're watching it because you love couture, style, and analysis. And if you love couture, style, and analysis, aka CSA, then that's exactly what we do on this channel. So you want to go down and like and subscribe and turn on the bell to get your weekly notifications of a CSA PSA hot off the press weekly. If you love that, you want to subscribe because we talk about fashion history, and couture on this channel. You won't want to miss the things we have coming up related to that. And until next time, bye!